You have seen that the direction of a survey line can be shown with respect to other survey lines or with respect to a fixed meridian. You also know that if the directions are shown with respect to a meridian, then they are shown on the map or plan with bearings as the measurement. Let us suppose you have a map or plan that shows the measurements of all survey lines only in terms of bearings, whereas you require knowing the measurement in angles. How would you compute the angles from bearings? Let us find out the answer by going through this module. Welcome! After computing this module, you will be able to compute angles from bearings. Take a look at this area. As you can see, there are 4 main stations. When this area is shown in the form of a map or a plan, this is how it looks. The 4 main stations are marked with the letters A, B, C and D. Note that the point N on the map is not a main station, but the magnetic north of the area. We know the bearings from the magnetic north to every survey line within the area, as we have already calculated them with the help of the compass. So now, let us start computing the angles based on the measurement of the bearings. To begin with, let us find out angle AOB. We can say that angle AOB is equal to the difference between bearing OB and bearing OA. Note that these bearings are in fact the arms of the angle AOB. From the diagram, we can see that bearing OB is equal to 132 degrees, 30 minutes, and that bearing OA is equal to 50 degrees, 30 minutes. Therefore, we can say that angle AOB is equal to 82 degrees, 30 minutes. Similarly, if we have to find out angle BOC, we can say that it is equal to the difference between bearing OC and bearing OB. From the diagram, we can see that bearing OC is equal to 232 degrees, 30 minutes, and that bearing OB is equal to 132 degrees, 30 minutes. Therefore, we can say that angle BOC is equal to 100 degrees. Similarly, we can say that angle COD, which is the difference between bearing OD and bearing OC, is equal to 87 degrees, 30 minutes. But angle DOA has to be calculated in a different manner, because it is in a different quadrant after the whole circle bearing. So to calculate angle DOA, you have to use the formula. Angle DOA is equal to 360 degrees minus bearing OD plus bearing OA. So angle DOA is equal to 360 degrees minus 320 degrees, 30 minutes plus 50 degrees, 30 minutes, which is equal to 90 degrees. To check whether the angles calculated from the bearings are correct, you must add them up and see whether they add up to 360. So let us add angle AOB, angle BOC, angle COD and angle DOA. This is equal to 82 degrees, 30 minutes plus 100 degrees plus 87 degrees, 30 minutes plus 90 degrees. As this sum is equal to 360 degrees, we can say that the angles computed from the bearings are all correct. So remember, this is the procedure for computation of angles from bearings. In this module, you have learnt how to calculate angles from bearings. To calculate angles from bearings, calculate the difference in the bearings forming the arms of the angle. To calculate an angle from a bearing in a different quadrant after the whole circle bearing, subtract the bearing measurement from 360 degrees and add the measurement of the complementary bearing to the difference.